Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Trapmiss Sportscast. This is episode 12. Today we're going to be talking about trades. We're going to be talking about all-star teams that have already been picked. We're going to talk about the rookies in the all-star teams. And we're going to go over some people who we think are safe for now. And also, Jaden Daniels got AP Offensive Rookie of the Year award at the NFL Honors.
Whoop.
Um, and we're gonna talk about the most important thing of the night. And what is that? The Jimmy Butler trade, and what will it do for Golden State? So
It's a pleasure.
it is. It is. So we can start with our first topic, which is what everyone's here for, which is the Jimmy Butler trade. What do you
Jimothy
feel about the
Butler.
Jimmy Butler trade, and what can he do for Golden State? Today, I got to see an press conference, I saw some clips from it where he seemed excited to join the team and just see like where he can help take the team. He's talking about winning and all of these other great things, and we just want to know, is Jimmy Butler actually going to be the one to change things for Golden State? And what did we trade him for? We traded him for Andrew Wiggins.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Essentially, I mean, there's other things in the trade, but the key component, Andrew Wiggins to the Heat. Um, Birthday coming up this month, Andrew Wiggins, February 23rd. So
Oh,
happy early
happy
birthday to my
birthday to
boy,
him. Yeah.
Maple Jordan. Um, but let me see. Let me adjust.
Jimmy
Adjust. So
Butler has been suspended for how many games? Looks like
oof.
8 to 9 games. The last game
Yeah.
he played was January 21st against the Portland Trailblazers with the
Yes.
Miami Heat. And in that
Yes.
game, he averaged 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists. The game before that was against the Spurs 2 days before. 8 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. His
Yes.
overall averages for this season: 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4.8 assists.
Now, people are saying his stats were like that because he had an attitude. He wasn't happy. I'm sorry for trying to
But he
adjust.
averaged 30 minutes a game.
Yeah, so they're saying he wasn't playing to his full potential because he was upset that he wasn't getting the deal that he wanted. So they're
Hmm.
basically saying like, um, we shouldn't count that. We should expect the real Jimmy Butler. To which I should say, okay, even if we get the real Jimmy Butler, like, what's that? What's that mean?
Yeah,
You
like
know,
what does that look like?
I'm a big Jimmy Butler ain't that important type of guy. I'm a big don't be see the NBA is unique. It's different than the NFL. In the NFL, if you make it to a Super Bowl and lose, and let's say you go to two Super Bowls and you lose both of them, and you say that nigga's a really good quarterback. That's true. Because making it to the Super Bowl and losing is tough because it's a single game elimination, and you know it's so much. It's so many variables in football. In basketball, because there's 7 game series, everything is explainable and everything has context. So we know Jimmy Butler made it one year because we know your boy Giannis was hurt.
Hmm.
And then we knew the other time we knew what's that team? The Celtics were a young team. So you can't fool us because we know when the East is healthy and strong and ready, and everybody's ready to compete. We know Miami's a non-factor when the East is healthy and everyone's available.
Hmm.
So I can't be fooled by Jimmy Butler's NBA Finals appearances, not at all.
So,
And
so you're
yeah,
saying essentially that because everyone is healthy at this current moment, if they weren't healthy, it would make a difference. Because they are healthy, you're saying he doesn't move the goalpost at all.
yeah, I'm saying Jimmy Butler on the Warriors doesn't do anything because you and me both. You know what? I forgot to have the standings. We love to have the standings. Let's do this,
Nah,
right?
you're good. Let's listen.
Uh, I'm just go right here from at the West. All right, here we go. I know for a fact you and I, when it comes to the Western Conference, you and I are like this. We both. all the moves considered, we both still like OKC over the Warriors. Can I speak for us on that?
Yeah,
We both like the Grizzlies over the Warriors.
yeah.
We
And I
both like
like
our.
Houston over the roller
I
over
was
the
just about to
Warriors.
say we both like our Houston Rockets over the Warriors. We both like Denver. And if push comes to shove, if I got to take LeBron and Luca versus Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry,
Hmm.
I like the Lakers over that. So what's changed? What's changed? The way we feel about numbers 1 through 5 has not changed in the West at all. And guess who else I like over the Warriors? I like Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, what's my man name? Klay Thompson, Daniel Gafford, Dinwiddie, PJ Washington. So what are we doing? Does Jimmy Butler help you get over the like? Are you better than the Minnesota Timberwolves? You in that range. You in that Timberwolves range, but you're not better than the Clippers if Kawhi stays healthy.
Right.
And are you better than the
I mean, the
Phoenix?
Clippers are up and down.
Clippers are up and down, and Phoenix is up and down. So
Phoenix is
they in
so up
that.
and down.
You
Lord
you know
Jesus.
where they at? The Warriors are still in that group, and even though take the standings out of it because I know the Clippers are the sixth seed and stuff, but standings aside, the Warriors are in that grouping of in terms of tier of the Suns, the Kings, the Clippers, the Timberwolves. They in that. They in that. Oh, and don't forget, De'Aaron Fox just went. I know we're going to get to that, but De'Aaron Fox went to San Antonio, so you can expect the Spurs to climb.
Yeah.
So with
You
all
think
that
they're gonna
said,
climb just because of the Aaron Fox?
I think they're going to climb this because yes, because De'Aaron Fox, because last night Wemby had 20 plus points and it was an easy 20. Now it was dicey. We both watched that game together. It was dicey, but for their first game together, I like what I saw. And now you got
Totally
Chris
fair.
and now you got Chris Paul, who obviously he old man, but now he can really, even though he's going to start ceremoniously, he can really run the bench unit. So when Wemby is sitting down, and what's my man, Wemby and De'Aaron Fox is sitting down, you always got a veteran. He's like the point guard version of what Steven Adams is for Houston. He's the old guy who, when they get in a playoff situation, or they're probably going to be in the play-in and it gets tough, he's the presence on the court to be like, "Hey guys, it's all good. Everything's a-okay." So I really like that. But basically, I'm just saying that the Warriors were a mediocre team before the Jimmy Butler trade. They a mediocre team after the Jimmy Butler trade. The only thing that's changed is for some weird reason they're going to be paying Jimmy Butler $60 million, almost $10 million more than Steph Curry over the next 2 years, and no one said they had to.
Very interesting. They must have really wanted that trade because I didn't know he was making more than Steph.
Well, I mean that's just how it plays out. Contracts they go up every year, the max, but Miami didn't want to pay him the max. So when the team that had you didn't want to pay you the max, and they looking at your body every day, they got your medical records, they doing the tests, they know your habits.
So with that, so with them knowing the habits and everything, because Luca trade, and I know we already discussed this in the last episode, but think about like the complications of Luca being on the Lakers if Luca can't stay healthy. They're saying now, like I listen to different media personalities throughout the day. Oh well, now he has an incentive because he's on the Lakers and he's with
True,
LeBron. So it's like
I
they're
believe
thinking
that.
that LeBron is gonna mentor him more so. They were looking at it as from that aspect. Like they're like, okay, spend 500,000 on your body
Got yeah.
a year, like 500,000. Like, what does it hurt to invest in? I mean, I don't know how these people live their lives outside of the NBA, but I would think that if you're making over even 2, 3 mil a year, you can afford a chef. You know, they don't have to stay there all the time, but or
But
you know,
are you
someone to
telling your
meal prep for you.
who they can afford a chef,
Mhm.
but if if we're Luca's chef, I'm not making any unilateral decisions. You feel me? So if Luca tell me to make him pulled pork, barbecue pulled pork, for example, with extra pickles on buttered brioche, that's what I'm making him. But now LeBron is going to be the one to say, "Hey, man, you tell your chef this what he needs to be making." And the value of LeBron, the same way how the Spurs got Chris Paul, he's a goated veteran. You know what I mean? So these are older players where, of course, De'Aaron Fox is going to learn from Chris Paul because Chris Paul he got stature, LeBron got stature. Nobody was there in Dallas who can. Luca is a top three player in the NBA. So the problem is, and he's young. So and he just took you to the finals. So you could tell him, yo, chill out on the beer. Why don't we go from beer to wine?
But
Well,
why is
nigga,
that? But why is that even a thing? That's my
be,
point. You're a basketball player. Your job is to stay in shape and to eat right. That's your job. That's your job, not our job. So, people going, "Oh, well, how dare you talk about them like that?" No, that is a job. It is entertainment. It is a sport. He is getting paid to stay healthy. And for some reason, a rumor got out he's too fat. And I've heard people saying that since last year. And I'm just like, I mean, you can look at him. I don't think he's, you know what I'm saying? But your body composition, everything, it matters. So my point is, he's getting paid to do this. So no, you should not have buttered brioche bread. That's crazy. I wouldn't even eat that. That sounds like a, well, now I would with my French toast.
yeah, what you talking
But,
about? We're not
but,
in the NBA. We
but,
ain't that. What you talking
no,
about? That sounds delicious.
but if
Look,
you're an athlete, if you're training, if I go right now, hey, I want to lose 30 pounds, and then I go, oh, I'm gonna eat buttered brioche bread.
with some
No,
jelly and sausage, egg, and cheese on top. It sounds good.
listen, this nigga,
It tastes better. Look, you rolled your eyes because it
this
sounds
nigga
good,
is
and it
eating
tastes.
good. He's eating a little too good every night. I need Luca to lay off
For
whatever
sure,
he's on.
for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? He got them big feasts from over there. What is he, Slovenia? What is it? What is his heritage?
Slovenia,
Yeah, Slovenia. Okay.
and I know,
So,
I know,
well,
I know that
what do
thirty
they eat
million
over there?
dollars.
They eat pork over there, right?
Well, you know he played professionally in Spain, so he probably eating that paella. You
He
understand
eating
the
that
rice with the
pork. He
shrimp?
eating that good,
Yeah, with
that
the
good stuff
yeah,
that they slice. The joint that you got to go to
yeah,
Whole Foods and you get and it's hard on the outside, and you got to open it up and then slice it up, and then you put it on a
yeah.
nice piece of bread with some brie, and have a little bit of jam on. You gotta lay off of that, Luca. You gotta lay
He
off of
gotta
that.
lay off of that.
You gotta
We
lay
gotta
off
lay
of
off of
it.
that. Or you could do like LeBron do. I'm sure LeBron after the season he give himself a 2 week window because you
Yeah.
see LeBron go to Italy or something with his wife. You if you Luca, it's all about you gotta schedule your me time. Luca got a wife, so Luca could tell his wife, babe, here's a map. The season's going in. You get two. You could even say since he's young, LeBron do 2 weeks. You in your 20s, baby. I got 3 weeks. The season ends on this day. 3 weeks. You pick where we go. We gonna live it up, drink it up, eat it up. We can go to 10 different countries,
But
and then after
go ahead.
that third week, because the off season lasts from June, July, August, and then summer, and then camp begins in September, and then the season starts in October. So you got 5 months.
But
You got five.
Simba, how hard is it to eat? Like they have to eat meat because they need the protein and everything because they're
You know
athletes.
what it is?
How hard is it to have a nice seasoned meat? You could put it in the oven. You could put it in the on the, you could pan sear it. You could do a steak like once a
What do we
week.
talk about? What do
You
we
can
talk
eat
about?
good, and then you
It
can have a little veggie on the side. Like you can make your Brussels sprouts to taste delicious. You can have your Brussels
his
sprouts. You can have your asparagus. You can have your potato. You can still have potatoes. That's what I'm saying. Why do you need? I
Cause his
just
name
feel
Monica.
like if you're that rich, you get like access to like the best foods. Why would you eat
Here-
something that's detrimental to your health if you can afford to not to? That's my
Here's the
point.
thing, Monica.
That's crazy.
Even if a 25-year-old graduates with a PhD from Harvard in political science, no one's clamoring to make that person president of the United States of America. Even if you graduate with a PhD in business management at 25, they're not going to make you the CEO of Apple or Microsoft. Why do I say this? That's the highest paid person in those organizations. But in sports, in the NBA, the highest paid player on your team is probably in their mid 20s. So it comes to your point, there's a responsibility that comes with that. But at the same time, no matter what, it's hard to circumvent the realities of age. So when you and I talk about young teams, right, we see, oh, like the Houston Rockets, we both like them, but we know they can't win a championship, not because of the talent. We know they're probably one of the most talented teams in the league, but they depended on a bunch of 22, 23. And at some point in the playoffs, their age is going to hit them. They're going to get nervous when they shouldn't. They're going to make bad decisions when they shouldn't. They're going to not step up and say, hey, Fred Van Vliet, give me the ball when they should. Like, it's just you. You it'll take over in a negative way. And I think, to your point, obviously you should be doing A, B, and C, but he's 25. So he's telling himself, guys, I'm an Olympian. Guys, I've been professional in Europe since 16. Guys, I just took us to the finals. Guys, I know what I'm doing. Because what happens? We both parents. I got a 9-year old. You got a teenager. How many times do they tell you something as if they're telling it to you and you're learning it for the first time and you sitting there like, dude, just do what I just told you to do. And it's the
Right.
same. It's the same thing with Luka. It's they got Michael Finley in the organization who's an NBA champion. Jason Kidd, who's an NBA champion. They got Nico Harris, who was working at Nike, working with NBA champions, saying, Luka, this is what you need to do. And he's telling them, I got this. And they're looking at it like, no, you don't got
You don't
this.
got this. They're gonna
And
be like,
and
I ain't gonna speak that.
But I think what people are wrongly thinking is, oh, well, Luka's going to get in shape with the Lakers, win a championship, and prove them wrong. But that's actually proving their point. Do I think Luka is going to get in shape now that he's with LeBron? Yes. Do I think he's going to win? Yes. But that's also the problem because you're supposed to have that motivation within yourself already.
Mhm.
Like that's the reason why you're going to get 4 years and $222 million from the Lakers instead of getting the 5 years, $350 million you would have got from Dallas. Because if you were already self motivated to be in shape like a professional athlete, you would have made an extra $120 million that your play deserves.
Hmm.
So yes, you're gonna live up to your potential, but for the young people out there, if you would have lived up to it from inside instead of external motivation, you'd have made more money, no state income tax, and you'd have stayed with one team. So and actually, I think you're proving Dallas right if you get in shape with LA because they're basically saying it took the second greatest player of all time being your teammate to get you in shape
Hmm.
because you couldn't do it on your own. Like Shea Gilgis Alexander, like who else? Like I'm looking
I'm be
Anthony
honest,
Davis.
Shea
That was
Alexander can play defense as well. So I
because
mean, let's
defense,
just.
but
I mean, it's not even like, in all honesty, like Luca got a lot of work to do. He's a great player. He still has a lot of work to do. All this overhypeness for me. I watched him play. Like, great player, can shoot the threes, all that. He's
can do
he's
everything.
been sad. He's been doing a mid-range jumper more so than not recently because
And
I
it's
guess his
butter.
three-point ability, I guess he just been feeling like, nah, it's not hitting right now. And that's fine, but my point is he has a lot of growing to do. So when we compare him to people like Shea, I'm just like, nah, bro, it's just not the same league. Yeah, he's a superstar. I feel like we need to get more out of him before we start comparing him to other superstars that I know I can depend on. Anthony Edwards, I feel like he'll have a better game if he stops eating. He says himself, I eat very bad. He said he eats very badly. He said that. So
That's
that could
not
have
cool.
a, it's not cool, but it could have an effect on how you play every single day. When you lose the ball because you're not focused, it's because of what you're eating. Like it's a lot of things that go into play. Like, I mean, I'm not an athlete by any means, but I would think that with me doing business and different things that I do and endeavors, like if my mind's not there, it could be likely because I'm not doing what I need to do physically, or I'm not eating what I need to eat. Like I don't have my greens today, or I don't have this going on. And all of a sudden, I'm playing a certain way or looking a certain way, and that's what I'm saying with Luca. Like I had listened to Shy, he did like a little interview the other day, or Shay. I keep calling him Shy, but Shay Gilgis Alexander. So he was talking about how he's consistent with everything he does, the way that he eats, how he sleeps, his meal, everything that he does is consistent, and that's how he keeps playing so well every game. Like the niggas gonna be averaging 50 points by the end of the season. Watch. But my point
Nigga
is,
said
in
50.
saying all this, everything affects everything. How you eat, the amount of sleep you get, the amount of exercise everything affects everything in life. So all I'm saying is for Luca, for me, he got some work to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But he is an awesome player, like 100%. He's a superstar. But I'm not going to, I feel like there's categories for superstars. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
no, for sure.
we'll put certain like with rappers, right? We put certain people in certain places and we're like, okay, you're a superstar. And then there's other people who are on the verge of being a superstar and they're very popular and we can call them that, but it's a different category of a superstar.
Yeah, like when you say that on the verge, that person and see it's tricky when you on the verge because you can go from being on the verge, but if you don't become a superstar in a certain amount of time, you become like a star. Like what comes to mind is like, for example, let's Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Let's use them as an example. In that 2008 to 12 range,
Mhm.
they were on the verge. But after 2012, they both became they crossed that range. Now, use newer rappers.
Mhm.
I would say like a 21 Savage and Lil Baby. They
Wait,
at
wait,
one
wait,
point.
wait, 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 wait though, because they crossed the range, right? But who's still succeeding and keeping up? Because they
Oh no, no,
probably listen.
I'm
Oh,
not even.
okay,
I'm not even.
okay,
I'm not even.
okay.
I'm not even. I'm not even talking about. I'm just saying the fact that they crossed and both became superstars.
Yeah,
Well,
and now
I'm.
you see Kendrick is still a superstar because he moved differently.
No,
If
no,
Drake
yeah, yeah.
moved differently,
I'm not even getting into that. I'm just talking about
yeah.
the point of going from on the verge to getting there. That's it. And I'm not
Okay,
even
let's get
talking
it.
about anything else. But I'm saying like if you use a newer guys like 21 Savage and Lil Baby, for example, they both was on the verge of becoming superstars, like hitting that same stratosphere.
It's not
But
happening.
they they kind of plateaued, and they stars. Don't get me wrong, they stars, but they not ubiquitous as it seemed like they was about to become. And I think it's NBA players like that where you look at them and you're like, oh, that star is on the rise. Is he going to get into that Giannis, that Jokic, LeBron, KD level? And some people do.
Like a
And you
Jalen
see,
Green.
yeah, like Jalen Green on the rise.
Hmm.
Or like Shea a few years ago was on the rise. And now we see Shea a superstar right now.
Yeah, he is.
And
But people still don't
but
know his name, which is crazy.
but there's a guy like Anthony Edwards who he on the rise. I still look at Anthony Edwards as on the rise. I feel like there was a point where like last year, him and Shea was like this. I feel now Shea is officially in superstar range Anthony Edwards is still on the rise. He on the edge of superstardom, but he got to pop through. Something got to happen. He got to maybe do the impossible in the playoffs, or next year got to be his MVP year. But you can't get too many years of being almost a superstar, because then you just kind of you good. You a star. You a perennial all star. Another nigga who on the rise, LaMelo. He's still on that rise, but I only got oh so many more years of LaMelo being exciting and not winning before I just kind of look at him like, okay, he like a Gilbert Arenas kind of player, where individually he exciting, but I have no winning expectations to attach to your on court exploits. So I
But
agree
with
with you.
that, do you feel like because of the teams that they're on, because they can't certainly lead their teams at this moment. Like Anthony Edwards, clearly,
No.
we feel like he's a leader on the team, right? Lamelo,
Yeah.
I don't feel like Lamelo is the leader on his team. I feel like it's someone else. I feel like Miles Bridges is coming and taking that from him. And this is good because I kind of want to get into that 1 and 2 conversation. Who's the one and who's the two on the team, right? With Cade Cunningham, I feel like Cade leads his team. When his teammates
Yes.
are about to get into it with different other people on other teams, he goes and he breaks it up. He goes, nah, bro, calm down. It's good. He comes out, does
Yes.
his little cross to God every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like he's leading his team. With Anthony Edwards, I see him yelling at his team. I feel like he's trying to lead them, but I feel like he's clashing because you have what's the nigga name that keep driving to the basket? Power forward.
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle. You got Julius Randle on the team. That's a problem. Then you also got Mike Conley, and he's like, what, 37, 38. So it's like, oh, I'm going to take direction from this young nigga. Yeah, that's my nigga, but I'm not going to take direction from him.
Right.
And
That's
I
like
just
that's
feel
like you
like,
at your job.
yeah,
Some young nigga.
and I feel like with the Wolves, I feel like Edwards can get to that point, but he has to stop talking reckless. He got to stop talking about, oh, I'm going to just shoot threes all game. Go ahead.
Oh,
You got
but you
cut
know
in.
what? No.
Hold on. Oh, go ahead.
Before you, I just want to
Oh
let you
my
know
God. Is it
for all
breaking
this.
news or
No,
what?
the trade deadline is passed, but for all the shit we were just saying about how we need to see more from Anthony Edwards the past two games, tonight he had 41 points against the Houston Rockets. And last night, not very last night, he had 49 points against the Bulls.
Well, let me
So
tell
with
you
that,
why. He's
I'm
trying to
just saying,
compete. He probably trying to compete with Shea because you know Shea got like 50. Well, so it's a thing now, right? They're like, okay, on Wednesdays, Shea Gilgis Alexander, he's gonna score 50 points. And I think he did the last 3 Wednesday games, if I'm not mistaken. You might can correct me on that if I'm wrong. But he's been scoring like 50 points every Wednesday, supposedly, right? He scored it yesterday and then he went and sat on the bench. So I think Edwards is like, oh, look at Shea. He's getting all this, and then, you had them on, like, because I watched the episode of Gil's Arena and they were on there talking about, yeah, Anthony's glazing Shea and da 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 da, because he was talking about, yeah, he's MVP and this, that, and the third. So maybe he's
he's
trying
not a
to
hater.
compete on that level now, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm
I mean, he
saying
said
he's
he's
trying
not,
to.
yeah, I don't think he's
No,
a
no, no.
hater at
I
all.
agree with you. No, no, I agree with you. I'm saying like for him to say he glazing, like I can compete against Monica, but because I put in the work, I recognize that
Yeah.
she's putting in the work. So
Hmm.
I can still give you, you know what I mean? Like if I'm like I can still give you praise because if I see you going off, I'm like, I respect that because I know the work I put in to be able to go off. So
Yeah.
if I see you dropping 50 and I know I'm about to drop 50, I know what type of work you done put in.
But he
So
still
I
ain't
got,
hit the 50. He hitting the 40.
no,
So he
that's
still
cool. That's cool.
Nah,
No,
it's
no,
not
but
bad. It's not bad because honestly, I feel like if you're the superstar on the team, you should be scoring over 30 points every night. That's just me though. At
no, no,
least 25. At least 25. And I feel like
I'm with you.
a lot of players aren't doing that. Like and if it's evenly distributed throughout the team, I feel like that's healthy in many cases because That means y'all are working together as far as chemistry, and everyone can shoot. Like on Boston, everybody can shoot. So you might see a team average, what is their shooting percentage from tonight?
For who?
Boston.
Boston played tonight?
Yeah, they lost to the Mavs.
Oh.
You didn't see that?
I've been telling you for the past 2 weeks. Ain't no team ready for the All Star break week off like the Boston Celtics. The Bo-
But you keep
Jason
saying
Tatum and
that, but
Jalen.
other teams are still winning. Other teams are still winning. Like,
I'm
and
not,
then
but
we
I'm
look at Houston. Houston won tonight, right? Didn't Houston win tonight? Let me look real
mm-mm.
quick. Hold on. They lost?
No, Anthony. No, Anthony Edwards
Houston.
dropped 40 on them. They lost.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't.
No, I'm saying
Hold on.
no. Other teams
Yeah, I
are
wasn't
still
paying
winning,
attention to that. Yeah, they did. 114, 127. Okay,
but
so
the the
Houston is on
Boston
his fifth
Celtics.
loss in a row, but that's his fifth loss in a row. That's Houston's fifth loss.
Houston.
Yes, that's their fifth loss in a
Wow.
row. They lost twice to
This-
the Nets. Who else they lose to? Let me
mm,
look. Houston Rockets games. They lost twice to the Nets,
mm,
and I was just like, to the Nets. So what I like to kind of look at, just off topic a minute, is just the
mhm.
matchups, and
No.
how like there's always someone on a specific team that'll be another team's Achilles heel. And it's like, okay, like what's going on with this? Like every time Cleveland plays the Hawks, why is it always so close, or why are they always losing? I think they won the last time, but that's because Jalen Johnson wasn't playing. So was Jalen Johnson the Achilles heel for Cleveland?
It's a good
It's
question.
worth looking at. It's worth looking at. What is he doing on the floor that caused the Hawks to win over them twice in a row, at home and at home and at Cleveland's home.
Oh, before I answer that, man, if you are the Houston Rockets and you see Anthony Edwards, at some point you got to ask Jalen Green, hey, man, are we going to take that leap? You know what I mean? Are we going to
No,
take
he's
that
not,
jump?
because when Sengun was sitting on the bench, I'm just he's sitting on the bench, and these niggas, Amon Thompson's the only one trying to score points. And it's like the team chemistry was totally off because Sengun wasn't on the floor. And then I think Fred Van Fleet was out the other day because we was talking about him getting traded. And it's like Fred Van Fleet, yeah, he makes trash calls at the end of the game and everything, but I think he still directs these young boys because they just I don't get it. Why is Amon Thompson? Let me look at these stats because I gotta see what's going on here, because I don't understand how they're just losing
Emma
every game
Thompson,
all of a sudden.
six, 6 for 10, 16 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Okay game. I
It's
mean,
okay, but
Jalen.
he's more of a back he was more of a background player, and I feel like he's stepping up because these other niggas won't step up.
Well, I
Jalen
mean,
Green dropped 28 points
28.
tonight, so I ain't gonna be mad at him tonight. But why you say it like that? I mean, it's 28 points, it's Jalen Green. At least he dropped it.
Yeah, he was 9 for 22 though.
Oh, that's
Nine for
absolutely
22.
horrible shooting percentage. That's less
So
than
we
50%.
yeah
So,
we could
Cam Whitmore and Amon Thompson are dropping the same amount of points. Um, Dylan Brooks dropping 15. As I don't, I just what can we do to Sengun
be
had 10
consistent.
rebounds, 16 points, played 33 minutes. Like Tari Eason, I'm just trying to figure out, the team is so young, and we
Well,
keep talking about the Houston Rockets, how young they are and how they can grow and develop. And that's great, but we need to see the development like over time. And who's the oldest person on their team? Is it Fred Van Fleet?
looking at the stats, here's where the game was lost for Houston. Nas Reed, 15 points, 11 rebounds.
Yeah,
Rudy Gobert, 13 points, 10
10
rebounds.
rebounds. Two
J-
bigs on the
Jaden
court at the same time.
J-
Played the same
Jaden
amount of time.
McDaniels, Jaden McDaniels, 12 points, 8 rebounds. So from three players, you basically got close to, you basically got 30 points and you got 30 points and 30 rebounds from your three front court from your three forwards and center base. So your three bigs for Minnesota combined for 30 points and 30 rebounds. And then for
And Mike Conley has 16 points. Jalen Clark has 17 off the bench.
no, but I'm saying like they dominated the interior, like they dominated the big men from Minnesota because you look at Houston, their big men. Sengun had 16 points and 10 rebounds, but then
What did
uh
my other
Amen Tom
say? No, 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 no,
Amen
no.
Thompson,
Steven Adams
huh?
didn't play. Steven Adams didn't play though. So they were kind of
Yeah,
already
yeah, but
doomed from the start. They were doomed from the start.
hold on, Tari Eason gets paid. He get paid.
Har
He's
Eason is a
6'8".
forward.
Yes,
He's six,
Jaden
but
McDaniels is a
okay,
forward. Jaden
okay, but
McDaniels
he's
is
a
6'8"
forward.
and
He's
he
not.
had 12 points and 8 rebounds. So your counterpart, the guy that Tari Eason is supposed to guard, got more points and more rebounds. You got 4 rebounds. The other homie got 8. So he doubled you in rebounds. Jaden McDaniels. That's a problem. And then for Amen Thompson, Nas Reed, hey, he on the court. That's your man. He got 10. He got what do you have? He had 11 rebounds. What you had? You had 3. What we doing? So that's a problem. But I'm not blaming them because it's a long season. These are learning lessons
It's a
for young
long
teams.
season, but I
But
feel like in this trade, I feel like Houston probably needs another big. And the fact that they were even talking about trading Steven Adams is just crazy to me.
can't do it.
But why would you
Can't do it
even
because
talk of it? But okay, so what are we doing going forward? We just got Steven Adams, and then we got because we can call okay, so
you
okay,
can't
so
call
we got
nobody. Trade
Almond
deadline
Thompson.
passed at 3 o'clock.
Even Almond
It's
Thompson was only able to get 3 rebounds. So that means that Timberwolves shooting percentage was all the way live. Because I mean, for Mike Conley to be getting 16 points, y'all must have made it pretty easy defensively. I didn't get to watch the game, but defensively they must have made it pretty easy for them to shoot. So I don't know if it was
well,
where they getting fouled
Minnesota
and they
bigger.
fouling every time. Yeah, they are
Minnesota
bigger.
was
They're
bigger tonight.
bigger. They're bigger,
Tonight they were bigger.
but just because you're big doesn't mean because I've seen OKC play without any bigs. So when I can see OKC play without bigs and still win the game and still just like jock on you niggas, like no, like it's not it's the speed, the agility, everything matters. They're athletes. Everything matters in this. So I would
But
have to
guess
go back
what?
and look at the game and and I'm looking at it from this standpoint. All these rebounds means Houston wasn't playing no defense. Dylan Brooks was probably the only one trying to play defense. And
But hold on.
Sengun.
Even with OKC, anybody that doubts OKC when they talk about projecting what OKC will do in the playoffs, they bring up the bigs because in an 82 game regular season, it is easy to skate by without having bigs. But in the playoffs, where the game is slower and more physical, it is more pronounced. But that's also why they got Hartenstein because Hartenstein he can nip all that in the bud. And then they also got Chet, even though Chet don't
So
got
okay, so
a lot of weight
Chet is
on him.
coming back, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
sorry,
But
I don't want to cut you
Hartenstein.
off, but
No, 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 no. You
look
good?
at it
I'm done.
from this standpoint, right?
I'm
OKC
saying
has
OKC.
2 bigs
OKC
on
got
the
bigger.
floor the same, but they're gonna have. But Chet's coming back, so they got 3
Yeah,
healthy bigs now. Everyone's healthy, so I didn't watch their playoff series last season. Did you watch the whole OKC Dallas playoff?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And that
so
was
where
that
did
was the
all
most
3
pronounced.
bigs play?
Well, they didn't have Hartenstein last year. He was still with the
Okay.
Knicks. But the thing is, Chet is tall, but he's scrawny. You understand?
He's scrawny, but he shoots and he gets the points, and he does
Yeah,
what needs
but
to be
he
done
he
on the
can't
floor for his
he
part.
can't bang he can't bang down low, and that was what was
Okay.
evident last year against Gafford, against Lively. Those dudes, excuse
But
me, they
Jalen
cannot.
Williams can bang down low, and so can Hartenstein.
Yes, he can, but last year you just had Jalen Williams. That's it, and they had a rotation of two bigs. So now you got Hartenstein, you got Jalen Williams. So the idea is that you got a rotation, they got a rotation. The problem is, um, uh, Denver got their rotation of bigs. And look, Minnesota, they got Rudy Gobert, they got Nas Reed, they got Luke Garza. These are problems.
And they got
Houston,
Jaden when Jaden's playing, when he's in the game.
yeah, Houston. When they get healthy, they're gonna have Steven Adams. They got Jock Landale. They got these guys. So that's the thing. So I don't. And as I look at this, as we go back to the standings from the West, when I look at all the teams we like outside
Julius
of,
Randle's pretty big too.
yeah, but he
He's a
don't,
skater now.
because but because of the way he plays,
Yeah,
because of the way
his
he.
defense is kind of trash.
And also, they don't have to rely on him to be a big because of the other names they got on
Yeah.
Minnesota. But I'm just saying, it's going to be interesting in the West because the Thunder, the Grizzlies, the Nuggets, all and the Lakers have a good rotation of bigs, and Dallas. Not so much Houston, but look, that's what I said when I said Houston needs to just go through this playoff run and then assess the team. That's why I'm glad they didn't make any big trades because they're not winning a championship. But what this playoff run will give them is clarity on what we need to do in the offseason to improve. And I'm glad there are teams that chose patience. Because listen, not every trade deadline is about let's get better, let's get better. Some seasons it's like let's look at what we got. And after the season, let's go through our notes. Let's go through our notes and see what went right, what went wrong, and then grow from there. Especially with young teams. I hate when I see a young team make a panic move. So yeah, will it be rough for Houston in the playoffs? It will be, but it'll be interestingly rough. You'll learn things about yourself, and you'll be able to make decisions. We're gonna learn about, hey, you and me both. And because I know we gotta move on. You and me both. We
Yeah.
shake you on Jalen Green. You and me both. We want to see what is
He needs
Shingun.
to be traded. Like, there's not enough pressure being put on him because the fact that they played the way that he played in these last, I mean, tonight, okay, he dropped 28 points. Great. Like, I feel like I watched, okay, have you watched the Hero Show on Max, on HBO, formerly HBO Max?
No.
No? Okay. So, what I'm gonna do when we're done with this pod tonight is I'm gonna send you these videos. Hopefully, I can find it on YouTube if you don't have Max. Do you have Max?
No.
No? Okay. So I'm gonna find it on YouTube and I'm gonna send it to you. So it's called Heroes Ball or whatever. And so on there, they had when Anthony Edwards was first coming in with the Minnesota Timberwolves or whatever. I guess they were like, okay, are you a dog? Can you carry the team on your back? And I feel like if we are gonna suggest that Jalen Green is a superstar because he could do it, I just don't know what the motivation is to push him there. But he has to be able to carry the team on his back. Amon Thompson is trying to get there. He is. He's trying to get to the point, yo, I can carry the team on my back. It's just not working out right away because the chemistry's not there. But can Jalen Green do that? Can he carry the team on his back? If they didn't have Sengun on the floor, can you carry the team on your back? And that's my problem. Like Sengun's on the floor this game, so he shot more points. When Sengun is off the floor, I feel like his productivity can go down. And it's like I don't feel like he steps up to the plate that he needs to step up to. Which brings me to what you said about the Hawks earlier where you were saying, okay, Jalen Johnson isn't playing right now, right? And then we just traded DeAndre Hunter, one of our other shooters, away. So we got George Niang and I forgot the other guy, Karis LeVert, right? So with that, what can they bring in? But you're saying that Dyson Daniels is going to have to shoot more because we know that he gets all the steals and everything like that. He's more of a background player, but he's a sneaky background player. He's like it's like a little mouse that comes in, and I mean, Lord Jesus, I don't want to speak about that because I don't ever want to deal with that. But it's like a little mouse that comes in and steals a piece of cheese, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's just random, and that's kind of reminds me of Dyson Daniels, right? Like if you're thinking about like Tom and Jerry, he's just so quick with it. Like he's fat. Like I know that sounds crazy, but it's what I think of when I think of Dyson Daniels. So it's like if we're putting the ball in his hand, will he be able to shoot and still make these points? And clearly he showed. I think he did 19 points yesterday, 19 points the day before, and then 23 points that game before that.
Yeah, I think
What
it's
are your thoughts
also
on that?
a so it's not so much about only DeAndre Hunter or Dyson Daniels. Like so again, I'm going to mention their
Trey
rookie.
Young has to
Uh,
adjust his game now. Like think of
no,
that
oh,
too. Like he got to adjust his
it- it-
whole game plan.
so this has nothing to do with Trey Young. It has everything to do with their rookie Zachary Risachet. That's all this has to do. He is their play. He is the player they're building around for the future.
Okay.
Um, and so like for example, I thought I mentioned it earlier, but like he dropped like it was just a week ago he dropped 30 points.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
Um,
say. I just saw that.
yeah, so he's young. His rookie season, just like any rookie, up and down. But he's 6'8". He got a good shooting form. Um, he got the tools to be a good defender. And it's just giving him more opportunity, and that's what it's
So,
really about.
so did
Um,
something happen to him last night? Because he had 6 points. He only played 23
well,
minutes. He had 6 points and one rebound. The game before that, he played 26 minutes, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. So
well, we talk. We
Was it Wimby?
no, he's a rookie. He's a rookie, so we're gonna go up and down every game because he's 19 years old. That's all I'm saying. But I'm saying what the thinking is we want to go up and down with him because the whole point is he's gonna get him reps. Get with DeAndre Jordan, I'm not DeAndre Jordan, pardon me, DeAndre Hunter here. It's going to be tempting for the coach to say, young fella, you don't got it tonight. Let me sit you because we got this productive dude who knows what to do. You're trying to eliminate that as an option. It's almost like when
So
you take the
so
train.
you're saying they're forcing it on him?
No, it's you're taking the training wheels off your kid's bike, and you're telling them, "I know, no knee pads. We know you about to scrape your knee, but this is we got the time to learn is now, and it's going to be rocky. It's going to look ugly, but what we have seen from you so far gives us encouragement that the rocky road is going to lead to a fruitful destination with Zachary Risachet. So what we need you to do, this is your rookie year, get these mistakes out the way. We're developing, so they know it's going to look clunky. So we're going to get, for example, his last, like you mentioned, his last 5 games. Yesterday, 6 points. The previous two, 17. The one before that, 30. The one before that, 11. So we getting really high. We getting really lows. But as the season progresses, we're going to equal out and we expect the floor that we equal out to be high to end the season on. That's all it is. Because the point is, there's no point in paying DeAndre Hunter and having him be this, good, but we fighting to be in the play-in. You understand? It's the opposite strategy of what the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors, they're paying Jimmy Butler and they're gonna be in the play-in tournament. So Atlanta is like, hold on, we can be in the play-in tournament and play our young guy. Wow, and we let some other team pay DeAndre Hunter, let some other team pay Bogdanovich, and we get some draft picks. And, we allow our young guy to develop. Trey Young is still young, so no harm, no foul, and
You
everything's
good?
good. You said what?
Um, I said you good.
No, I had to move my situation because I gotta put my phone on the charger to avoid any
Okay, yeah, don't
technical.
let it die tonight. I'm be on here talking to myself for like 10 minutes again. Don't let
Yeah.
it die tonight. Okay. Now I've seen when I do watch the Hawks every now and then, I've seen them throwing Richard said the ball. He missed 4 games in the month of January. It might have been more games than that. Was he injured?
Probably not injured,
Because
but
he's like in and out.
remember for a lot of these rookies, even right now, right? He's played 44 games so far.
Hmm.
That's probably the most games he's ever played. I mean, that's the most games he's ever played in the season, and it's his first season. So 40. So for all the guys coming out of college or coming from overseas, they already played the most games they've ever played. And keep in mind, Monica, we got 40 more games to go.
Hmm.
So, you're going to see no rookie's going to play every game because it's too much. You got to get used to it. So yeah, they thoughtfully sitting him here, sitting him there,
Hmm.
but yeah, now it's time to ramp it up. He's gonna, the All Star break is coming at the end of this week or at the end of next week,
Hmm.
so he's gonna get some time off. But I think he has to play in the rookie game,
Oh.
the Rising Stars game. But I think outside
Yeah,
of
we're
that,
gonna get into that next because I want to talk
um,
about the teams that were picked out by each person and which
yeah.
team I think is gonna win. Um,
Yeah, he won't be in that game because
for
that's.
that
But
being a thing.
you know what I mean. I just think that yeah, this is they're basically saying, young fella, it's time. You know, uh, go for it. Which I don't disagree with. That's what you saw with the Washington Wizards. That's the whole point of trading Kyle Kuzma and trading Valanciunas is Alex
I
Sarr.
really want to see what he does.
It's saying
Did
Alex
your
Sarr.
camera rotate?
Yeah, I had to charge it. I'm
Oh,
sideways?
yeah.
Sorry. I'm just trying to because my charger is at the bottom, so I can't.
Yeah, okay. I'm sending the charger over to Simbe today so he can have that drink like
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
I
I
got
have
you.
a
I got you.
I have the type of that's supposed to be wireless that I can sit it on, but it
Hmm.
acts funny.
You're good. You're good. Okay, so we got these teams, right?
Yep.
So I was saying how I was excited because we got team Chuck, team Kenny, team Shaq, and then we got team Candace, and I'm excited. I don't know if a woman has ever like been like over a all-star team. Can you flip
Nah, I
me
have
on
no
that,
knowledge of
or
that.
no, you never heard of that either? I just think it's
Mm.
really cool. So I'm gonna just go over the teams real quick. So Team Chuck, we got Gianna Sangantupo, Shea Gilgis Alexander, Nikola Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, Alfred Sengun, Pascal
Sin.
Siakam, Carl Anthony Towns. Guys, if I'm pronouncing y'all names wrong, I'm so sorry if y'all ever see this. Victor Wembanyama. So that's Team Chuck. Oh, that's gonna be. I mean, they got one, two, three bigs on that team. Four bigs, five bigs. This is interesting. Okay, Team Kenny, we got. Do you have any thoughts on that team? Giannis, Shea,
Um,
Nikola Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, Sengun, Siakam, Carl Anthony Towns, and Victor Wembanyama on the same team. Are you crazy?
no. Um,
That's a
I know.
lot.
I know. Um, Charles Barkley chose the international team. Chuck chose. I mean, Kenny chose the young team, and Shaq chose the veterans.
Oh.
That's what I know.
Okay, well that makes more sense than how this is going because Team Kenny got Jalen Brunson, sorry, Cade Cunningham, Anthony Edwards, Darius Garland, Tyler Hero, Jared Jackson Jr., Evan Mobley, and Jalen Williams. And then for Team Shaq, we got Jalen Brown, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, James Harden, LeBron James, Damian Lillard, and Jason Tatum. Why would you have two people from the same team on the same team?
I mean,
I
Anthony Davis and LeBron are on the same team, and if Anthony Davis didn't get
Yeah, they
traded
are.
a few days ago, they would have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I mean, yeah, and Darius Garland and Evan Mobley on the same. I
oh,
just feel like
Ch-
it because if you look at each, it's three different teams. They could have split it up more, but
Charles
I guess
Barkley got the
not.
better team
Hmm.
because he got Charles Barkley got the better
Yeah,
team
nah, he
because
got the best team. He got
he
like
got
three,
Don,
four bigs.
he got Donovan Mitchell. He got Carl Anthony Towns. His guards is like that because he got
He got Shea
so they
Gilgeous
got
Alexander,
so
Donovan
they're going
Mitchell, Pascal
yeah that's
Siakam.
yeah their starting five going to be Mitchell, Shea, Giannis, Jokic, and Carl Anthony Towns. That's
Hmm.
fire. And
That's
then
scary. Like that's kind of unfair.
I mean
It's very
it,
unfair.
it's supposed
Why
to
would
be
you put
unfair.
four bigs though?
Yeah, I think that's really
Four?
good.
That's
And then
excessive. No, it's five bigs. I'm sorry. That's excessive. That's
yeah, but
excessive.
it's
I don't
five
care if they're
versatile
international.
bigs.
I don't care. Like
They're versatile
Where's
though.
Donovan Mitchell from? He's not international. He's from here, right?
I mean, they had to pick from the players available
Yeah, true.
within reason.
But I just
Um,
feel like they could have split it up. Why would you? No, because Kenny's team has how many guards? One, two, three, four, five.
well, they picked them
Five.
themselves. Like they were picking like, oh, I'm gonna take him. I take him. So this is like Chuck. He picked the players, but Shaq and Kenny could have picked any of the players he had on his team, but they made their decisions.
Anthony Davis not even a center. He's a forward, if I'm not mistaken.
He can play
So
center. He can
he
play
could,
center.
yeah, he could play center, but Team Shaq has no centers.
I think Shaq's team probably wants to get up and down the court,
All they
so they
have
probably
for their bigs is literally Anthony Davis.
yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Kevin Durant,
Uh,
James Harden, and LeBron James are pretty tall, and Jason Tatum's pretty big too. But they're not. They're forwards. Like it's not. I don't.
or Team Chuck gonna win by far,
I
win by far
mean, we
because
gotta see. We
he,
gotta see how they mesh together because
they're gonna mesh well. They're gonna mesh well because if you have Jokic and Giannis, you got two double-digit rebounders. Giannis can run the floor, and then Giannis can run the floor. Jokic can facilitate. They can both score in bunches, and then because Jokic can shoot the three, he spaces the floor. Shea can attack and shoot. Donovan Mitchell can really shoot. So the floor, and it opens it up for Giannis in the pick and roll, and Giannis can run the pick and roll with Jokic, so it could be a
Giannis
big
gonna
man pick
try
and
to
roll.
drive to the basket every time. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I just don't. I'm being honest. Like, and I mean, we love how he plays so aggressively on a team like that. I don't want to see like
Well,
it
he a
just. I
lob
just feel
threat.
like it's
Yeah, they're
gonna be
gonna throw him.
overly aggressive. Like it's just gonna be a. It's gonna be too much. Like it's like
Yeah,
five bigs. Wick the women.
well,
Like what?
there's nothing they can
No,
do to
no,
stop it.
no, 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 no. I don't
It's
agree with the
it's
format. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, but that aside, just talking about what's going to happen on the court, they're unstoppable team. And I didn't even mention Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, that's.
So I don't understand what Kenny or Shaq was thinking.
I
Especially
I don't
Kenny.
think they were thinking.
Yeah, if because I would have definitely instead of Jalen Williams for Kenny, I'd have went with Victor Wembanyama. I mean, he does have Evan Mobley, but so he has Evan Mobley and Jaren Jackson Jr.
Mobley, and that's another thing I wanted to get to tonight.
Go off.
Just briefly.
Wait, Cleveland got three All Stars.
Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, they do.
No, no,
It's
you got
lit.
the floor is yours. The
It's
floor is yours.
lit. Why Jared Mobley over Allen?
Allen, Jared Allen.
Yeah.
So you think they should have four All Stars
No, I think Allen deserved.
over Evan Mobley?
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm with you on that, champion.
Let's compare their stats and then we can
That's
make
what
a
I'm about to do.
decision.
So right now, Evan Mobley is giving you 18, 9, and 3 on 57, 39, and 76 splits. And then Jared Allen uh, is giving you, and I am telling you. Okay, here we go. He's giving you 14, 10, and 2 on 70% from the field, 0% from three. Obviously, that's not what he does. 24% from the line. So I can't disagree with you, Monica. Um, Let me see. Hold on. His win shares is 7.5, and Evan Mobley's win shares are
They're kind of the same, but I've seen where the team has been down and Jared Allen comes and picks everything up. Like, and it's been multiple games, and I know this too
yeah,
because I do my little sports betting, so
yeah.
I could kind of see when they're. I don't. I don't know, cause Allen, I mean, he be in the game though. That's the thing. Like when I say like they're active. Like even if people aren't getting all the rebounds or all the points or anything like that, they're very active in the defense on the floor, whether it's setting a screen or whatever is needed. And I feel like he's more in the game, but he is older, so I can't be mad about that. But I mean, Mobley is scoring more points, obviously, so I get it to an extent, but it's just the consistency for me. Like the other day against the Celtics, he had 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Like he wasn't in the game for real, and I look at it. So I look at it from all standpoints. You can look at the matchup. I'll look at the points. I'll look at how many rebounds, how many assists. Then I look at highlights. How much in the game are they? And I personally feel Mobley might shoot those points or get those lobs, whatever. Um, I feel like Jared Allen is more in the game for me, and I think I would have rather seen him play as an All Star. But I mean, it's no hate. Like I love Mobley too. I'm just saying for this specific thing, I don't know if this is his forte right now. Like, I would like to see how he ends up playing in this All Star game. And then I guess I can judge it afterwards and say whether I was right or wrong.
I'm with you.
Team
I'm with you.
contender. Oh, go ahead. I'm listening.
Uh, no, the only thing is, man, what you just said, the fact that you can create an argument that either one of their big men could be all stars, and then both their guards are all stars, and then today they traded for DeAndre Hunter. I what you just made you made because I think when you started this podcast, I think you were higher on Cleveland than I was at the beginning, and then I slowly came around to Cleveland. Now I'm super excited about Cleveland, and I've been saying that Boston is really sleepwalking um towards the end of the first half of this season. Like I think it's been like over a week now when I've been saying they ready for the All-Star break. But it don't matter what you ready. It don't matter that you ready to take a break. Cleveland is saying we here. And Cleveland says we know what you got, but look what we got. I am ready to say I still think I predicted Boston would come out the East, but
I don't think so.
I'm starting to lean. It feels like Boston is has already running out of steam. It feel like they tired. It feel like I don't know. I feel like Cleveland is like that boxer who's like, I can't wait to fight,
What?
and Boston is like the fighter that won the championship belt, but they look sluggish
But they put
already.
Porzingis back in the lineup, and it's like Porzingis has been a great
Yeah.
asset, but
Mhm.
you cannot slow down on the production just because they put Porzingis back in the lineup. And I feel like with Boston, I feel like they're like, oh well, Porzingis is back in the lineup. We can slow down now. And it's like, nah, bro, you still gotta play just as hard. Like Jason Tatum, you still gotta have 40-point games. Like y'all are not just gonna win just because Porzingis is on the lineup. And that's why I hate when it gets to the point where we're depending on the bigs. Like, what if you don't have the big? Because y'all didn't have Porzingis. You only had Luke Cornett and who else? Who else?
Well, here's the problem.
Yeah,
Cleveland, Cleveland got two bigs, and not only do they got two bigs,
but it doesn't
um,
matter in their win streak because Boston and Cleveland have been going back and forth with wins and losses, playing with all their bigs.
yeah, but see now they added DeAndre Hunter. So
Mhm.
what I'm saying is now Cleveland is at the point where um, we got
Maybe
we
not
got
more
big
so.
we got bigs to chase your bigs. We got DeAndre Hunter to now guard Jason Tatum. Um, so now it becomes it really comes down to can Donovan Mitchell and guess what? Donovan Mitchell, the combination of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, they're gonna out they're gonna outscore Drew Holiday and Derek White. That's just a fact.
Did
I
we
know
look?
Drew Holiday.
But have we looked at the stats before we? Because they
Oh,
just
whoa, whoa.
played yesterday. They just played yesterday.
No, I'm talking about in the playoffs. I mean, we know
Oh, you're talking
Drew.
about overall.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
got
yeah,
you.
yeah. They're gonna out. Yeah, so we know what we know. Like I'm talking strictly talking playoffs now. Like the move for DeAndre Hunter, it's about the playoffs. Like for Cleveland, they feel like they can win a championship, and I think that move that they made makes it
They're not.
a
They're not. They're not
possibility.
going to be OKC. Like we got to
I
look
would,
at the dynamics of how the teams are playing right now. Now,
I,
without Jay,
I
without
Cleveland versus OKC, I would
in
take
the
Cleveland.
finals,
Yeah,
I'm taking OKC. I'm sorry, I'm not taking Cleveland at all. First of all, Cleveland just got rid of a big. They just got rid of George Niang. You give me all the DeAndre Hunters you want. The Hawks are not winning. Um, and I think it's great because it's like they won the last game, but they lost the first two to the Hawks when Cleveland played them. So I mean, it's great that they know they recognize greatness and they decided, okay, let's take DeAndre Hunter over here. Awesome, you got rid of George Niang, so that's another person that was on the floor that was bigger. Karis LeVert, don't know much about Karis LeVert. I'm being very honest. I don't pay attention when he's on the floor like that. Um,
neither do,
so now we
and
got
because of
Mob.
that, they said homie got to go. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying in general. So
They
Mobley,
had the same
but
thought you did.
nah, Karis LeVert be shooting. I'm just saying,
No,
like
no, he
I
cool.
don't
He
pay. Yeah,
cool.
he cool. I don't pay attention when he's on the floor like that. I pay attention to certain players because I like to watch the movement on the floor to see what they're gonna do next. But
No, I'm
um,
fucking with you. But you right there.
what's his name? How tall is Ty Jerome?
I'm about to look it up for you right
Cause
now.
Jerome be shooting and he be hitting them little threes on the side or whatever. He be shooting. But
He my
we
man
got Mobley.
6'5".
Okay, so he's not a big. So we got Mobley and we got Jared Allen left now on Cleveland as far as the bigs, right? Am I wrong?
Uh,
Is there how tall is Tristan Thompson? Well, Tristan
uh,
Thompson's not gonna
in
be
the
out
in
there
the
anytime,
yeah
so
yeah yeah yeah.
it don't
Tristan, I was
matter.
about to say Tristan Thompson. He here for practice. He at
Yeah.
practice.
He does
Which I'm
get a
not.
little playing
I'm
time at the end of the game, and like
yeah.
when they need
I'm
a
not
rest,
even
he'll come
doing that.
in. But
Yeah, I'm not even dissing him because you need players for practice. So
yeah,
I'm
you
not even
do.
dissing him.
But how like so we got two bigs now technically. So with
Two
OKC they have
bigs. They got Dean Wade. He's 6'9". I don't know how to. I don't know if he plays like a
Dean
big.
Wade.
Does he play like a big? No,
Wade can
he a
play
shooter.
like a big. He's had games where he's gotten like a good amount of rebounds, but he gets less playing time. And sometimes he starts, but he still gets less playing time, which is
He
weird to
injured.
me.
He injured.
He's injured
So
now.
they got an update. January 28th, 2025. He was diagnosed with a bone bruise in his right knee following a recent scan. Is facing a multi-week recovery timeline, according to Chris Fedor of the Cleveland Plain Dealer, and it was updated January 28th, 2025.
Okay,
So,
so
so they'll get him back soon.
they'll get him back soon, but he's not. He don't play that role. He
Yeah,
he's
you're
just
right.
there. He's a seat filler. Put it like that. But
I'm with you.
for me, but as far as like OKC going up against any team on the East right now, like in a 7-game series, nah, bruh.
I'm not
I'm
taking OKC
sorry.
over
That
Boston.
homegrown can shoot. Like, we'll see what he does when he comes back this week to play. We need to look at like and diagnose like how's he playing, and then diagnose him over the next 4 or 5 games. Then I say we can make a decision. Okay, it's OKC.
I'm
They
not
have it
taking
because
OKC
they've been
over
fine.
Boston.
I'm taking OKC over Boston all day long. What happened in that last game with OKC and Boston?
Yeah, I'm talking about in the
And
playoff.
I
I'm not.
know about playoffs. I hear you, but we still got to look at what's the issue,
Well, that's what
because when
matters.
coaches go and they sit down, yeah, but when coaches go down and they sit down with the players after a game, okay, how did they beat y'all? What strategy did they use? What they look at all of that. So all of that matters in like a 7-game playoff series.
I
You
don't
see
think
what I'm
that.
saying? And
Yeah, but I don't think they're doing that for the regular season because sometimes they play every day. Sometimes they play every other day.
well, they
So I
have
think it's
to,
kind.
because this is how teams win when they play them again. It's not just the team being tired. The
No, no,
Thunder
no.
beat the Celtics 105-92. This was back in January.
What I'm saying is in a playoff series. Um, just me. I'm not even trying to get you to like change your opinion or nothing. I'm just
Mhm.
saying I do not believe the Oklahoma City Thunder in a 7-game series can defeat the Boston Celtics or the Cleveland Cavaliers or even the Milwaukee Bucks in 7 games. That's my opinion. So basically, I'm saying I don't see a scenario where the Oklahoma City Thunder win the NBA championship this season.
That's
Personally,
crazy. That's crazy.
if the only way I see it if some team comes out the East that we don't expect, or if there's some major injury.
Let's see. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, he's on the average. He's on the road to average 50 points a game. He in this game against the last Boston game, he had 33 points. Casey Wallace had 13. Aaron Wiggins
That's the
had
average.
15. Lugens Dort. No, no, no. These are just the points they had in this game. Sorry.
Okay.
Lugens Dort had 14. Jalen Williams had 10. Hartenstein had 8 points. So I would want to look at Hartenstein and Jalen Williams. Why could they not get their points up? Because if they play again, you got to think about how that's going to affect the overall gameplay. You can't depend on Shea for everything. And I think that's why Shea, he motivates the team. The other day, they had him mic'd up. He said, told Dort, yo, keep shooting, keep shooting. You know what I'm saying? Some of like out of 5 want to go in. He's like, keep shooting. And he's motivating his team to keep shooting, because they cannot depend on him alone to take them through the finals. So in that case, I could look at that game and I could agree with you on that point to an extent. But I feel like if Shea stays healthy the whole time, Chet Holmgren had crazy numbers as well before he went down. So I feel like the two of them together plus Jalen Williams, if Jalen Williams can stay consistent and stop having 10-point games, he needs to be shooting over 20 points every game. I'm sorry, sir, you have to up your production. You have to. You got to, because why, when Shea's off the floor, why are y'all falling behind?
He
Like, y'all
averaging
shouldn't have been
21.
falling behind to the Suns the other day. And I said, I think I text you and I text my other friend and I said, Bruh, watch. Third quarter, they gonna come back and it's gonna be a blowout. It was a blowout 3 minutes in. How did you
Yeah,
let them come back 3 minutes in 3 minutes? I watched it. I watched it happen in real time. And it's because Shay was on the floor. I swear. Like, and so in that case, I can agree with you to that extent. Because in that same game, Jalen Brown had 21 points. Jason Tatum had 26. Kristaps Porzingis had 19. Jason Tatum had 10 rebounds. Kristaps had 9 rebounds. Jalen Brown they were rebounding really well this game. Even J. Rue had like 7 rebounds. J. Rue
you
not a
keep
big.
calling that man J. Rue. His mom gonna
Even
fight
Drew
you.
Drew Holiday, yeah. I
His
mean,
mom
well,
gonna fight you. You
his
keep.
mom not
I'm
gonna fight
joking.
me. His mom not gonna fight me.
You keep calling that man J. Rue. Oh my gosh, I like it though.
Listen, you
I'm
spelled
sure.
his name J. Rue. You ain't spell it Drew. You spelled it J. Rue. So if you spell it, I'ma sound it out the way that it sounds. Like that's what my daughter say. She'll pronounce something wrong, and I be like, "Why'd you pronounce that like that?" Well, that's the way that it's spelled out, and I'm like, "That's not
Yeah.
right. That's not right. That's
My
not
daughter,
right."
my daughter hates that the word knife starts with a K. That
Yeah,
gets
it's
her
annoying.
going.
What am I?
That
What did
gets.
you say?
She's like,
What did
she's
you
like,
say? Procrastinate or something? I don't know. I always tell her it's a somewhere to begin with a P and it's a big word, and she always says it wrong, and I'm always like, "That's not
procrastinate.
right." No, it's not procrastinate. It's another word. I'm trying to think of what it is, but yeah, Drew Holiday had 7 rebounds in this game. So I mean, they was missing a lot of the shots they were shooting too, and I bet you most of those shots that they was missing was coming from Hartenstein and Jalen Williams. Hartenstein not rebounding properly, and Jalen Williams. That's who it was coming from because Lugan Dort not taking that many shots. Like, be for real. Casey Wallace not taking that many shots. Aaron Wiggins not taking. Isaiah Joe, they passing the ball to Shea. Okay? So, in that case, I can agree with you. In a 7 game series, if um Hartenstein is not consistent, if um but see, we got 3 bigs now. We got and Jalen Williams, the other Jalen. Yeah, he was dunking on niggas the other day, and he was having a
Well,
good time.
his
He had that big smile on his face, and he just looked happy to be there. And I just feel like when Shay's off the floor, the team has to perform as well. Like if you need Aaron Wiggins to be on the floor to get those layups and fall all over the floor, that's what you got to do. But Jalen Williams, the Ford, he has to up his production. If he doesn't up his production, they will not be able to win a championship. But if he ups his production and recognizes, bruh, like I need to get out on the court every day and I need to shoot like 3,000 shots, I feel like he'll be good to go.
well, the thing is though, even though we might have our disagreements and we're going back and forth, we are talking about really high level good teams that are playing consistently high level basketball. So anything can happen. Like there's going to be teams that are disappointed, but anything can happen. Um, Anything can happen with those teams, especially if they have to play against each other in the West and the East, especially in that top three, that top four. So I mean, I wish I could fast forward to the playoffs right now. Honestly, that's how excited I am. For real, about the
Well, let's just
playoffs.
get into Team Candace, and then the All Star conversation should be.
No, no,
So
no,
we
yeah,
got
yeah.
for okay. So Team Candace has 3 teams. I'm guessing they're gonna play each other and they're gonna draft from there. I'm not sure, but so Team T has Kason Wallace, Jamie Jacquez Jr., Grady Dick, Anthony Black, Zachary Richardson, Alex Sarr, and Tristan Da Silva.
Hmm.
Team M has Amon Thompson, Offset Thompson. Let's call them the Trouble Twins. Bila
The Trouble
Colaby,
Twins.
Scoot Henderson. I like that name for them. Because they both, honestly, if you look at both of them side by side with their afros out, they look like black versions of Chucky. It's weird. Tunami Kamara, Eves Misse, and Bub Carrington. Now I'm not
I'm trying to
familiar.
think.
I don't watch a lot of these people play. I watch Yves Missy play. I believe he plays for the Pelicans, if I'm not mistaken. Amon Thompson, and I watched Osser a little bit. Balel, I've seen him be productive. The others, I'm not super like I don't watch those teams like that. Team C, Stephen Castle, Dalton Knecht, Jalen Wells, Keontae George, Zach Eady, Trace Jackson, Davis, and Ryan Dunn.
Trying to find the team, Candace. Everywhere I look,
It's
I
on
can't.
ESPN. I mean, no, NBA.com. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you, thank
It's a team's draft board, but I think that they're going to play for the spots, if I'm not mistaken.
you. Okay, NBA.com. Apologies to our listeners. I just
No,
like
you're
to.
fine.
I like to see what you're talking about.
Do you need me to
Talk.
send it to you?
No, I just pulled up the
Oh, okay.
NBA.com.
Just type
We're
in
on NBA.
NBA draft teams. It should pop up. If I have to choose a team at this current moment, I think I'm going to go with.
Oh, okay.
Team C has Zach
Oh,
Edey though. Dang. Jamie Jacquez Jr. He a little pit bull. Anthony Black. He's consistent. Grady Dick. Kason Wallace. He's consistent to an extent. Zachary, he's a rookie. Alex Sarr, Tristan Da Silva. Mm. Oh man, because
oh.
the Thompson twins are pretty aggressive.
So the fourth team will be the winning team from the Rising Stars 4-team mini tournament, which features the best rookies and sophomores in G League talent. The
Valentine's Day.
rosters for those teams were okay. I was having a hard time picking up what you put down. So there's Team M, coached by Mitch Richmond. Team T, coached by Tim Hardaway. Team C, coached by Chris Mullen. And then the G League team, coached by Jeremy Lin. Look at my nigga Jeremy Lin getting a job.
Okay, so on that team we got J.D. Davidson, Mac McClung. I don't know any of these people.
Mike
I'm not trying to be
McClung.
mean.
Oh, I know Reed Shepherds.
Bryce
He plays for the
McGowan. Uh-huh.
what's my the Houston Rockets. I'd be wondering why he don't get more playing time, but I understand
Because
he's super
they
young.
they
He's
be
super
scared
young.
to put them on the floor. They make like it's just like Rob Dillingham. Rob Dillingham, they'll put him on the floor for like 6 minutes. He make like one or two mistakes, they take him off the floor. And that boy be balling on niggas. Like, come on. Come on.
Well, that's the thing when you have a talented rookie, but you on the team that got championship aspirations, they don't have the luxury to let you be out there getting your mistakes off. Um, in the same way that the Wizards do with Carrington and with Sar and Koulibaly, they like, listen, baby, it's your basketball. Go ahead, make all the mistakes you need to. They don't got that luxury in Houston with Reed Shepard right
Well,
now. They got
what
your
are you
boy.
talking about with the Timberwolves?
Yeah, with the Timberwolves, they definitely don't have that room for error because they fight. They're
Yeah, Rob.
fighting for the yeah they're fighting for their playoff lives, so they do not have.
But Rob is a better point guard than Conley. So what are we even talking about?
He got a higher ceiling, but he's not a better point guard than Conley today. But he will be. But
Are you
today, no.
serious?
Yeah, no. What you see is the talent, but he does not have the
I see
ability
the
to.
floor.
Yeah, but he doesn't
Mike
have the
Conley picks
ability.
and chooses when he wants to play. When they started putting Dillingham on and giving him more minutes, Mike Conley said, "I'm gonna step my game up a little bit."
Yeah, but Dillingham doesn't have the ability. It's like Ricochet. He doesn't have the ability to do that every night at this time right now. He can show you flashes, but he
And
doesn't
when
have
does
the.
Mike Conley have the to do that every night?
He's steadier than a 20-year-old right now. No, no doubt about it.
I don't. I don't.
Like just going even through the game logs, even if I'm just going by the games
But
recently
you're
where
going
he's
based off playing time. Mike Conley would sometimes get 40 minutes of playing time with 4 points,
okay. Even if I do his per 36 minutes
one
splits,
rebound, and one assist. Like it's crazy.
even if you do per 36 minutes, yes, Rob Dillingham is doing good. If you extrapolated his stats to 36 minutes, it does tell a better story. But as we
He
know, with
had
the
23
player,
minutes. He had 19 points and 8 assists.
yes,
That's one
I'm not.
game.
No, I'm saying I'm not disputing that. What
Hmm.
I'm saying is, even if you look at the next game, 18 minutes, 7 points, 14 minutes, four, and then in these games, even in the game he had 19 points, he had four turnovers.
But
You
he's doing
understand?
his job. Okay. All right.
No, no, no. I'm
I
not
mean, he's
disagreeing.
gonna get the turnovers. He's smaller. He's a little. He's like what 6'1".
Correct. And I'm
He's
saying
very small. But okay.
they drafted him because he's talented, but he can develop on the bench right now. They're going to pick their spots with him. They're seventh in the West right now. They're
They sent
28
him
and
to the
23.
G League and then they brought him back out. So he
Yes.
wasn't he wasn't there for long. But I don't. I mean, I just,
You send him
give
to the
the
G
boy
League.
a chance to play 30 minutes. I guarantee you,
No,
we will see a different
no,
result.
no,
Yes.
no. We don't have the room. We don't have the luxury to play like that. We
We don't
are
have the
seventh.
luxury for Conley to have 2 points in any games, even 4-4-4.
He
Like
the best
that
point guard we got right now. Cause you know what? In Mike Conley's
over
last,
DiVincenzo. Is DiVincenzo a shooter or point
he's a
guard?
shooting guard. But even in Mike Conley's last 5 games, he only got 5 turnovers. But guess what he got in his
The
last
nigga's
5 games?
38. You don't feel like that's a lot of turnovers for someone who's a
No,
veteran?
nope. Can I tell you why?
I'm listening.
Let me do my math real quick. He has over the last 5 games, he has 33 assists and only 5 turnovers. So that's the biggest difference between him and Rob Dillingham. The steadiness. Steadiness. We
You
don't
have
need
to
Mike
put
Conley to
players on the
score.
floor. For the
No,
Timberwolves don't have nothing to lose right now. The niggas are not going
they
like even if they
do.
go to the play. No, they're not going to be a contender. It's not gonna happen. They don't play well together. Carl Anthony Towns is not there anymore. Y'all are looking at the Timberwolves with Carl Anthony Towns. He's
No,
not
we
there
looking at it,
anymore. He's
but
not
that's the point.
there. The,
If
the,
Carl
the,
Anthony Towns was there would be room for error because they would have a better record and there would be. But
yeah.
because Carl Anthony Towns is
Okay.
not there and we are a playoff team,
They're
we
not
do not.
gonna win.
But that's not the
That's
point.
my
That's not
point.
the
Test the
that.
waters.
But
This is the
no,
perfect
but
time.
no, because there's a gap in what you're saying. There's a difference between we're not going to win the championship as presently constructed and let's just experiment and see what happens. They are above that, but they're below contenderness. But they still have to put their best foot forward because they are in that. If we get to the playoffs, they're in that anything can kind of happen bubble. They can win their first round matchup. They're the seventh seed, or
I'm not
they
saying
can.
they won't win games. I'm saying you're not going to the it's not going to be another Minnesota Timberwolves versus Dallas. Like that's out the picture because we got OKC. Houston, unfortunately, is tanking. I don't know if it's what you're
They can
talking
beat
about with
they,
the
they can beat Houston in the playoff series. They should not beat Houston, but they can beat Houston. Do you
if
get what I'm saying?
Jalen Green is not going to step up and shoot more shots. Yeah, they're going to beat them because
So okay. So now if we
it's
beat
a lot of
Houston,
work that needs to be done. I love Houston. They're not going to the finals either. I'm
so
sorry.
that's what
It's
I'm
just not
saying. So
happening. But
if we're
OKC
Minnesota,
is a
yeah,
contender. And I feel like Dallas is still a contender. You still got the Nuggets. You still got the Grizzlies. Did Minnesota win their last game against the Grizzlies?
who knows? I don't know, but I'm
Look,
saying like
Sunday, like we're not looking at this. We're looking at playoffs. Okay, with the Memphis Grizzlies versus Minnesota Timberwolves, who you think is winning that 7-game series? Be for real.
the team that should win is Memphis. But I'm saying if Minnesota beat them, I'm it's not gonna make me fall out my chair. The only team Minnesota could beat in the West, that would give me cause for pause would be Denver and OKC. Any other team, I could see it. I wouldn't. I'm not
They're
picking
not.
them.
I think that OKC is coming for a championship this year. I feel like they're
Yes,
not gonna
I
have
mean
to
I can
play.
see
They're
them
not
going
gonna
to
have
the
to play the
final.
Bucks. They're not gonna have to play the Bucks in the final. If they have to play the Bucks in the final, I don't know. Because Giannis seemed like he just gonna take it. He don't care. He gonna take whatever he want. Like, and it's crazy because I feel like the team was smaller when they played them for the what was it,
Playing
the
tournament.
the in season tournament.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said playing. Excuse me. Yeah, you're right. In season.
No, you're good. Yeah, the in season tournament. I feel like with that game, it was a very weird game. It was very boring. I don't know if it was rigged or if Giannis just said, "I'm taking this game for myself because this is what I
He
want to
just
do. I want to
he
win."
just
It was
came with
very aggressive and it was crazy.
exact. But that's the point, and that's why the playoffs.
Mhm.
That because the in season tournament it gives you that playoff feel, and that's what I'm saying. The playoffs is different than the regular season in that niggas are coming with a level of intensity that if you don't match it,
Yeah,
the game will get away from you quickly. And that's what happened in that game. That game was not close.
that
Giannis
game was
came out there.
horrible.
Giannis came out with that level of intensity right away. And the only person on OKC who seemed like they were willing to match that was Shea. But Giannis also comes with the intensity and the physicality. That's what I'm saying. What's going to happen in the playoffs? There's a lot of teams that are and players who are playing well right now who are beating contenders. But when it comes playoff time, the flip will be switched where they're going to come with an intensity that's going to shock. Like I fully expect the Houston Rockets to get a wake up call, a good one because young teams have to go like this, and along that journey comes losing in the playoffs and realizing, oh, it's different here. Oh, I dropped 30. I dropped 30 on OKC, and we thought we were on the same level. I now know, oh, that is different in the playoffs. That jumper that I got off, they fouling me, and the refs don't call it because it's the playoffs now. Because I'm not getting them foul calls in the playoffs no more. It's different now.
Mhm.
Um,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You're right.
yeah.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I just still like to look at it from a standpoint of if they are more aggressive during the playoffs, how if you can't even beat this team, I don't know.
No,
We'll see
no,
what
don't
happens.
get
We'll
me
see what
wrong.
happens when it comes up. I'm just gonna let it ride, and at the end of the season, we'll see who wins. But I got my money on OKC.
But I do want you to say that I do want to. I will back you up and say you are not wrong. Some of these things that are happening in the regular season, coaches are putting some of that in their mind, and they're going to revisit that. You keep your notes. Like for example, when these Western Conference teams play certain Eastern Conference teams, are they taking notes on everything that happens in these games? Maybe yes or no. But for the West, for teams that may be in the playoffs, oh, they're taking down tendencies and they might exploit certain things. So certain players that might not get that because there are players that will play, for example, in one playoff series off the bench more minutes, and in the next playoff series they're not going to play that much because matchups. So they keeping it, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a chess match for some of these teams. Um,
You're right. Shep probably need to get some weight on him then,
but
but it's not gonna
OKC.
happen that fast.
But the reason why I do think OKC will come out, I don't think they'll win the championship, but I think they'll come out the West because they have the most chess pieces on their roster for any opponent they got to face in the West. They have the multiple chess pieces. So in one series, they can play Hartenstein more. In another series, they can play Jalen Williams more. In another series, they can play Chet at the 5 or at the 4 more. Like they can mix and match in the terms where other teams in the West, they're I'm not saying they're limited, but they don't got as many pieces to play around with like I think OKC does. I think OKC can play any style of basketball with any team in the West, except for like Oh no, I think they. Yeah, I can't think of a team in the West that can throw something at OKC that OKC don't got a answer for, unless you do. Unless you can think of something. Like you a OKC fan, so tell me, if OKC does not make it out of the West, and we're not talking about injury, what do you think it would take for OKC not to make it out of the West? Like in terms of what what team or what can be exploited against OKC to keep them from making it out the West?
If a team decides, okay, obviously, so one thing I notice every time I see OKC play is they tend to keep certain people from shooting.
Who?
They're very good at not fouling. They're
Hmm.
very good at double teaming people and not fouling them. And just watch how they slow the game down, because before they, if they're down by like 10, 20 points, whatever, like with the Suns the other day, they'll slow it down to the point nobody will score until they start scoring again. Once, like, so with that, how can you stop a team that's just not going to allow you to score defensively? You have to go through them, which can be more injury prone in the long run, trying to go through a team, because they're not going to let you shoot. And you can't just do that, because then it's going to be an offensive foul. You can't do a stupid screen. You got to, like, the way that they're playing, they will literally not let. That's how they beat Boston the last time. They literally didn't let them shoot. So to beat a
Didn't let
team
Boston
like
shoot.
that, no, they
You
didn't
said
let
they
them
didn't let
shoot during
Boston
that
shoot.
game. No, it was like
Hmm.
105-92. And I watched them. They first they were losing the game, and then Boston came up and started. No, first they were losing because Boston was winning. Around like mid, I think second quarter or around third quarter, they said, "Oh, all right, we just gonna guard them and not let them shoot." So OKC is good defensively and offensively. Their star player is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. If I'm on the opposing team, what do they say? They can't guard Shea, right? Oh,
Hmm.
we triple teaming this nigga every game. Every game
Hmm.
we triple teaming Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Like, that's the only way, because everyone else, they get their shots off, but they don't always make them in. Now the other one you got to watch for on the other side is if y'all try to double team Shea, right? You still got
Hmm.
Wiggins that can shoot, and Wiggins will drive to the paint. You still got Dort who can shoot threes. He had like
Hmm.
5 or 6, 7 threes, something like that the other night. Um, Everyone on OKC can shoot. Everyone on OKC can shoot threes. Um, I would say you would have to keep Shea from shooting if you want to keep the percentage down to a certain extent, or make it so that he can't shoot and he has to throw the ball to someone else. But Hartenstein gets those lobs. Chet Holmgren gets those lobs. Jalen Williams does as well, happily. So at this point, um, yeah, you got to keep them from shooting, but they're going to keep you from shooting too. And that's really the issue. Like, they don't have to, like, Boston plays perimeter. If OKC is playing Boston, which, I mean, we're talking about West right now, but I'm just saying for an example. If OKC is playing Boston, they're not going to let them just shoot from the perimeter. Like, they're not going to make them, they're going to make them have to drive to the basket. That's not happening. It's just not happening. So with a team like that, I think the question is, how do we stop that from happening? And like I said, you can guard Shea all you want. Everyone else can still shoot as well. Um, ugh, trying to think. If I'm on the opposing team and I got to stop them, you gotta stop Shea from shooting, because Shea gonna keep shooting. Shea's not gonna not shoot, and his mid range is crazy, absolutely like perfect every time. So we can't let him get to the mid range. But if he does get there, he if even if you're big like Wembanyama, he's gonna shoot over you. And if he misses, you can have two centers on the floor now if Chet's healthy, or even with Jalen, the other Jalen Williams, the forward, he can grab those rebounds too. but they have to be in the game. So you got to talk crazy to them throughout the game. You got to
Mhm.
talk crazy, and you got to not let Shea shoot.
You basically
You got to
saying you got to see.
you got to put them down. Like you got to make
Yeah,
them upset so that they get distracted,
off they square.
because they're very happy as a team together. And if you look at their interviews after their games, they are very, very chemistry wise, they're good. Like you're not
Yeah.
breaking that squad up. So you got to do
Yep.
something or say something while you're on the floor to
You
distract.
basically saying you gotta punk. You gotta try to punk them because they're young.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I,
That's what
I don't
that's
see
what
that happening. I'm sorry, I just don't. Like, I mean, you could
I'm with you.
try, but I feel like OKC is very cocky. Shay was on the bench the other day talking about, yeah, like only 50 went in, but it could have been 70.
I'm
The nigga's cocky and he know it. He knows he's a bad boy and he
I'm with
Canadian.
you.
Listen. I love me a cocky Canadian. Like I ain't gonna hold you. Like I mean Drake. Whatever. But I love me a cocky Canadian that actually can do what he says he could do. So what's your plan
No,
to get OKC? I just told you what they got to do. They got to talk crazy and they got to keep them from shooting. But like I said, they're also not going to let you shoot. If you make it to the point that they're not getting their shots off, they're going to make it very difficult for you to shoot, and they're not going to foul you. They're not going to foul you. Now, and they're like, what are they like? Number one in steals in the league?
for a team. Let me see. Let me see. What the hood? What the hood? What
Let's
the
look
hood?
at how Milwaukee played them, right? Like it was absolute domination. But at the same time,
Well, you could do that while I look at
I
the
feel like they
stats.
went into that game not knowing what they were getting themselves into. And I feel like now that they've played somebody like Giannis, sorry, they can definitely feed off of that into what they want to do going forward as far as bigs with pick and rolls and all that, trying to get around them on the floor or just running through them defensively. I feel like that was a learning curve for them and it can make them better. And I feel like they can take that into any games when they're playing the Nuggets or anything like that, where you have like this big who's just overly aggressive at times. Because think about Dallas when Anthony Davis starts playing with them. Like, how is that going to look on the floor against OKC if Anthony Davis is actually engaged in the game, not if he's just playing to play.
Yeah.
Memphis got Jarrett Jackson Jr. is a freaking beast, like a freaking beast.
And this is
So you
why.
got to watch out for him too. Zach Edey, I don't feel like Zach Edey is like overly aggressive defensively.
This is why I'm with you in terms of being a fan of OKC coming out of the West, as anyway, because when I asked you that question, a lot of it is a lot of ifs. You know what I mean? And yeah, which is because I think OKC has so many pieces, so many chess pieces up and down their roster that even if you try the strategy, like I don't think there's a team that could try to do what Giannis did to them in the in-season tournament. Like I don't think there's a team in the West that has that kind of unique player on their team to do something like that.
How do you feel about Joker defensively?
Joker's he's a good defensive
Well,
player, but I
Westbrook, Joker and Westbrook,
I think
because
what
Westbrook,
help,
he's a defender.
but I think what separates OKC um from Denver is who's going to guard Shea, who's going to guard Jalen Williams, not the center, but the guard Jalen Williams. Then who's going to guard,
Forward.
yeah, and then who's going to guard Chet. So it's all these questions that you have to answer, and then off the bench, and then I feel like OKC's bench is better. than Denver's bench. And then so that's how they solved Denver. And then for Dallas, we got too much firepower on offense for Dallas. So that's how they solved
Gafford.
Dallas. Yeah, but we coming up and down the court. We making it's like the pace that OKC can play with when they're on fire, like this the pace. I mean, they're
I've
gonna
seen
run.
Dallas do it too. Did you see the Dallas Golden State game where they scored like very high? They were at like 63 points by like first quarter or something crazy, first or second quarter or something crazy like that. Like
Yeah,
for
but
Dallas, like they were playing very very quickly. Like they can't. I don't know what put fire in them that day, but both teams came out and they were playing like psychopaths. Like I don't mean to say psychopaths like that, but like they weren't fouling each other. It was just they were just balling.
well, they have
They
a
were just
better
balling. It was
they
great.
have a better team
Mhm.
than um
I don't even
excuse me,
think Doncic played in that game. Well, no, yeah, he did. I'm lying. Never mind.
they just have a better team um overall than the Golden
And
State
they
Warriors.
have good chemistry.
I think the Golden State Warriors are they are man, they are at a place you do not want to be. Um,
I mean, let's
they
see. Let's see what happens. Let's
they're they're
see
they're
what
an
happens.
expensive.
Let's see what happens. You got Draymond Green who got an attitude. You got Jimmy Butler who got an attitude. You got you got Steph Curry who just wants to play ball. You got Buddy Hield. I don't know nothing about Buddy Hield for real personality wise, but he's just there trying to shoot threes off. You just took his favorite partner, Andrew Wiggins, away. Like,
No,
I
I'm listening to
mean,
you.
I'm just
I got
trying
the
to
answer to.
understand like how this dynamic is gonna play out, like going and I Lord Jesus, like
I
but
got the
Golden
answer to a
State did
question
catch
you
up to the
asked.
Lakers tonight. Did Golden State win that game or did the Lakers win? Who won?
Uh, let me. Oh, okay. I'm gonna look that up. But to answer your question, it took me a while to
Lakers
find it.
won 120-112.
You asked who leads the NBA in steals, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. They lead it with a pretty sizable margin. They have 546. This is not updated to date, but as of as of when Basketball Reference got the stats, they got 546 steals. Second place is the Hawks with 520. So they got a 26 steal lead. And third place is 478, way behind. So to your
This
point, the
nigga
Oklahoma
Steph
City,
Curry dropped 37 points and this nigga LeBron James dropped 42 points. These niggas are old. This is crazy. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
yo, you know what? No, no problem at all. Hey, the Lakers might be a problem, a quiet problem. I don't know if they
They
can't.
got
I don't.
Mark Williams. Matter of fact, that's what we didn't talk about yet. Mark Williams on the
And
Lakers
you know what else
alongside
they got?
Luka Doncic and LeBron James.
You know what else they got? You know what
Who?
else they got on the Lakers?
What?
You already mentioned it, but I'm gonna emphasize it. They got LeBron James. Like, there's always that. There's always that LeBron James factor where he might just fuck around and be like I was here when we did our first sports podcast. I don't know if I would have said LeBron James is a top 10 player in the NBA right now. But as of right now, man, is LeBron. If somebody said, "Hey, man, LeBron James is a top 5 NBA player as of right now," shit. I mean, can I say they wrong? I can hear him out. I can hear the argument because in his last 5 games, 20. See, it's not updated. It's
I
not
needed the
updated.
nigga to score 45 points tonight, but it's okay. He scored 42. It's okay. We win some, we lose
And
some.
in
There's
his
no blame
last
on
night,
him.
in his last 5 games, he giving you 42, 26, 33, 24, 31.
He hungry.
He hungry. Now he got Luca. He might fuck around. Oh, on. Hold on, y'all. Boom. He hungry. He hungry. He got Luca.
Yeah, he hungry. And he got Mark Williams now. So like that'll take some pressure off of him as far as rebounding and things like that.
Yes, because at 40 years old, you don't want LeBron rebounding. I mean, you want him rebounding because he's 6'9". Get your big ass down there, rebound.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be like
That's
LeBron.
not his
What I
position though. Like he shouldn't have to
right,
do all the rebounds
right.
every game.
What I want LeBron doing most of all is scoring,
Right.
scoring, and getting like. Do I want him to get 10 rebounds? No, but
Hmm.
give me 7. That's what I need from because he can. He won't get 5 just from being big and
Yeah.
strong. He getting 5. He getting 5 from being big and strong. He getting 2 more from just being around the basket. He getting 2.
Right.
So yeah, LeBron can give me 8 to 7 rebounds just by existing on the court. But with Luca there, it opens a whole new world because LeBron he plays so many positions, but now with Luca being the ball handler, he can pick one position. You can say, I'm gonna just be a small forward, I'm gonna just be a power forward. But I think at his age, rather than be a small forward because I don't want I don't want LeBron guarding Giannis, as you call him. His name Giannis, but I like calling him Giannis. I don't want that. You don't want that. You don't
Giannis.
want him. You don't want him guarding Anthony Davis. That's not what you want. You don't
So
want
do
him guarding Chet Holmgren. That's not what you want. That's not what you
so how do we feel about a Lakers versus OKC showdown now that they have Mark Williams? I'm a Mark Williams fan. I'm a Mark Williams advocate.
want. And
So, but only because because I'm with okay, so one of my friends, right? And this is funny. If she ever gets on the pod, I feel like she would have a good little argument for why LeBron has she feel like what he's done to the Lakers team, she just doesn't like it. And she's like, okay, well, when we move LeBron, then and his seed, then we can go back to being Lakers fans. So
he brought them
I
a championship, though.
yeah, he did. But Lakers been getting championships. Like I
I mean,
mean, he's
before
a great
2020,
player.
it had been 10 years.
True. But with that, with Mark Williams now being a part of this cast, right?
Hmm.
How do we what are we doing when first of all, what other bigs do we have on the Lakers? I don't watch them play like
Uh,
that, so I'm kind of confused
uh,
right now.
give me,
Most people if you
they
did.
got Jackson Hayes.
Okay. How many minutes does he average a game?
I think he injured. He not back yet. He not back
Okay.
yet. Hold
So
on,
we
let me
got
see. I'm pulling up their little injury history for you.
okay.
Um,
And then now we got Mark Williams, who we know can give them at least 20 points a game. He could get at least 10 or more rebounds a game.
oh, I think he back. I think the whole team. Oh no, no, here we
Hold
go. Here
on.
we go. Here we go. Jackson Hayes is back. And then as far as big guys, injury report, full injury report for the
Mark
Lakers. Hold on.
Williams is averaging 15 points, 9.6, so we'll say 10 rebounds, 16 points, and 2.5 assists per game.
So Christian Wood, he's out with a knee. He's out for the whole season. Max Kleber, surgically repaired right foot, will be reevaluated in 8 weeks.
Hmm.
Oh, I wouldn't count on him.
Hmm.
LeBron James day to day for a foot, but he played today. And then Luka Doncic's calf.
That nigga
There's a
LeBron be in
chance.
pain,
There's a
scoring 42
chance
points.
Luka plays Saturday against the Pacers.
Mark Williams is playing Saturday, right?
I'm not playing. If I'm the Lakers, I'm not playing Luka on Saturday.
But is Mark Williams playing Saturday?
Let me look it up. Cause you know what kills all this good joy if Luca hypes himself up and that calf injury turns into the big A word, Achilles injury, and he's out for the year and next year. No one wants to hear that.
That would
man.
absolutely suck. Nah, that nigga needs to get in shape so that he's not getting these weird injuries and Lord Jesus.
And
Like
that's not us
because it's a
even
calf
saying he's
injury,
wrong.
so obviously like the weight on your body is just Lord
The
Jesus.
calf bone connected to your Achilles bone. They not bones, but I just want to say. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Um
Mark Williams. Let's
Luca
see.
got some Luca got some things to do.
Let's see.
Luca got
Questionable.
some work to do.
So he didn't play tonight. Let me see what they're saying. So Mark Williams is now listed as questionable. His injury status is related to the trade. Williams will not be available. Okay, okay, okay. He played blah 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 blah. Get to the point. These websites with their AI generated articles, where all they want you to
Yeah,
do
you
is
could
spend
tell it's
time on the
AI
website.
generated, right?
It's like, dude, can you just get to the point? We just want to know like when he will play again. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
And all these,
don't let AI generate your podcast notes. They be writing anything. I'll be like, what are you talking about?
so so hard to, it's the internet is getting so hard to just get simple answers. It's crazy.
Hmm.
It's crazy. This is a simple question. When will Mark? Okay, finally. When should what should Lakers fans expect from Mark Williams on court? When? Okay, provides rebounding, but like when? When? Okay, this is just another AI article. Goodness gracious, Monica. I do not know when Mark Williams will be on the court for the Los Angeles Lakers. Um, sorry, y'all. I tried to, but it doesn't make for compelling podcasting for me to just be trying to get this. Oh, fun fact: Mark Williams, the Hornets analysts were going off about his effort on the court. So obviously, he's another guy who should get motivated. Um, being with the Lakers.
Mark Williams been motivated though. I feel like Mark Williams has made me money. Mark Williams is my guy. I'm sorry, like I'm all for Mark Williams. I'm 100% behind him, but not to that point. Like I will never trade in my love for OKC for the Lakers. But I mean, they traded away Connect. So I mean, Dalton Connect is coming down there shooting them 3 pointers like a crazy man. But everyone
Yeah,
else can shoot.
he a good person to put next to Lamelo. But I would have kept Mark Williams. I'm trying to figure out what we're doing if Charlotte. I would have kept Mark Williams.
Yeah, because like you got rid of Nick Richards and now you got rid of Mark Williams. It's just kind of wild to me.
Oh, oh, ooh. The Lakers had to give up a first round pick in 2031 and a first round pick swap in exchange. See, that's why Charlotte said, "You got to go, brother. You got to." I didn't know, but I didn't know they sweetened the pot like that. They said, "Man, we let it keep you too," but goodbye, butterfly. Let's see again, Williams. Let me see. Now I'm on the Associated Press. Um, uh, so he's happy with the trade. Um,
Who?
Williams. He said he happy to be a Laker. He said,
Of
"Psh,
course.
"Do you know?
They
Do you know
losing.
what?"
Like, did you see what I post? Nah, okay, nah. Okay, so you like the only person I know that's not active on Instagram, but you gotta look at my page and stuff I be posting sometimes. I posted on there. I posted Mark Williams after his trade thing, and I said I can finally win a game.
Mark Williams gonna run it up because between
He's
him and
gonna run
LeBron
it.
and Luka, they're gonna be throwing him all the lobs in the world. He gonna eat. He gonna
Yeah,
eat. He gonna eat so easily,
they're gonna win a
so
game.
easily.
So so this is really stupid. So the Hornets only have one center now, and you know what center they have now, right? Yusuf Norik. Nurkic. They have Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah, they were ready to get rid of your boy Nurkic.
Why they get rid of Nurkic like that? Like all because of that one fight he got into. After he got into that fight, I did not see Nurkic on the floor anymore. That was
That was it.
they did that boy dirty. They did. Oh, they did him dirty. Cause I know he liked playing with Durant and them.
So we don't know when he's
That
gonna
nigga
quit.
32. That nigga 30. He the oldest one on the team now. No, Steph Curry is 34. I'm sorry. Don't mind me.
Oh, I see it with Mark Williams. He's been in the league for 3 years. Guess how many games he played in 3 years? Remember, the season is 82. 82 times three.
Don't give me no math problems out the blue. Like
He's played a total of 84
246
games. He's played in 84 games in 3 seasons.
out of
And
246.
yes, and he has one of the worst injuries that a big man can have. Two injuries you don't want your big man to have: foot problems and back problems, because backs don't get better. So he got mostly due to back problems. So he's showing potential, but you know what I mean. He can go up the wrong way at any moment, hurt
That
that
sound
back.
like something he eating.
The back, no. Once
Yeah,
you tweak the back, yeah, probably. I mean, he can also get in
he just
shape
take
and do
Percocet
some
for it.
yoga. What? He
I
gonna
know
be
people who
tweaking,
have back injuries. They get them Percocet like crazy.
tweaking
One
like
uh, one one person I know they have back
D'Angelo.
injury. They take it every now and then, but they don't take it to get addicted to it though. So they throw it away after their back starts feeling better. So I mean, the back injury we could take care of, but the foot,
Yeah, he don't got foot problems. He got
it's
back
not.
problems, but we'll see.
Oh, he don't have
But
foot
maybe,
problems. You said he
yeah.
had two problems: the back problem
No,
and what was the other one?
I said it's two problems you don't ever want to hear a big man having.
Okay.
Foot problem, because they're so big and large
Hmm.
that if your feet start getting to be a problem at that height and that weight, it's going to be hard for it to stop being a problem. Like with Joel
Jimmy
Embiid.
Butler had foot problems though, and I don't think it was his weight.
Yeah, he's 6'7". No. I'm saying your stature makes it hard to
Right.
recover, even if you in shape, just naturally. That's why when you see Wemby, he do all them feet exercises, all them with the tennis balls and stuff to make sure his feet, just to.
The other day, I saw Shea Gilgis Alexander on the court. Can you hear me?
It said there was a change because I think my headphones died on me.
Oh snap. Okay. But I saw him doing basketball moves on the court.
Who?
Not basketball moves, soccer moves.
Who?
Shea Gilgis Alexander.
Yeah, he
He
having a good
scored. He
run.
scored a point or blocked something or whatever, and then the ref before he handed the ref the ball, he did a few soccer moves.
Yeah, he having the time of his life.
I can't hear you.
I said he having the time of his life.
Yeah, like I was just like, did he just do soccer move? And he was good with it too. He had him like on the foot, like boom, boom, boom. I was like, okay, sir, you gonna go play soccer next? Is that what you're telling us?
Wow,
When
boy.
you're bored with basketball, you're gonna leave the basketball league and go to the soccer league.
They gonna run him off the soccer pitch.
Nah, nah. He's literally gonna be kicking the goals every time.
Nah, but
Nah, that
shoot,
man's a beast.
man, I can't hold you. I'm about to
But
pass.
nah,
But
I got you. We
we
got
got
through.
to
I
do a
think we
part
got through
two.
all the topics I wanted to get through today. So yeah, we're good to go.
Okay,
Oh
there might
yeah,
be.
we said Jaden Daniels won AP Offensive Rookie of the Year. That was
Oh
pretty
yeah, good.
awesome. We
Yeah.
talked about conference contenders. We talked about all the trades, Jimmy Butler trade. So yeah, I think we covered everything today. So anyone looking on YouTube, this will be good to go after. and I'll have it on Spotify tomorrow for my little listeners. And yeah, yeah, we're good. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for tuning into the Trapmiss Sportscast with me and my guest host, Simbe. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We covered a lot tonight, so I'll try to put those hashtags up for y'all later. But other than that, yeah, we're good to go. So, peace.